Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast where we waste our wine so you don't have to. On this episode, we review
a red wine from France.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Aaron here with Stop Wasting Your Wine. And if you haven't noticed yet, this is a little bit different than usual.
What is going on? We're in the same room.
In the same room, coming to you live.
Unbelievable.
We are not 1,200 miles apart from each other.
We're not.
I can reach out and I can touch you guys.
Oh, you're too far away still. I'm not going to knock everything over to do it. No, this is awesome. I can't believe it. Also, this is what, episode number 54?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it took us over a year to all get together in the same place to do one of these. That's pretty crazy, but I'm glad we're here because this is awesome.
Yeah,
this is
like, for the listener at home, we have just been like sitting here for 15 minutes just trying to figure out how to exist in this space.
It's very true. It's very true. I'm not really sure what to do with my hands. It took me a minute to like find a natural way to sit on this couch.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's totally strange.
Usually I'm just hidden. You just see this little bit of me.
That's right.
You know? As long as this looks good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Not today.
That's right. You're actually wearing pants tonight.
I know.
Which is...
How weird is that?
I literally changed out of shorts when we got here. I was like, people are going to see my knees, and I'm not okay with that. Because this is a serious episode.
It is.
It is a serious
very
episode.
serious.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're not messing around. We're not messing around in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Because we are in real life. There are folks here that are producing for us, which is incredible.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. The podcast doctor here in Orlando, Florida. Phil and what's the other gentleman's name? Kalen and Phil.
Yeah.
Making everything happen behind the scenes. So
such a cool place. Like if you're looking to, try out live studio podcasting, like this has been really awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So cool. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. Also, I would say a little bit of a special episode because I don't know if you guys know this. Listener at home, you guys probably know this. Our whole mantra, the whole thing we try to do is, we want to, you don't have to spend $100 to get a good bottle of wine, right? And we fiercely believe that. That's not changing. It's, never going to change. That's kind of the heart of this whole thing. But since we're together, we kind of thought, well, do we do a little benchmarking here? What if we did try a $100 bottle of wine?
$100 bottle of wine.
Right. Yes. So we pooled our resources, and today since we're together, we're gonna come together over this awesome bottle of wine. Hopefully, awesome bottle of wine.
Yeah, and just right before we talk about the wine itself, like we just want to name like Joel said, we firmly believe that you can get a solid bottle of wine for $30, but there might just be an occasion where you want to spend $100 on a bottle of wine. You want to grab that like special bottle, that brand that you've heard of, that estate that you wanted to visit, and just splurge a little bit, and that's okay. Yeah. So, yes, there are incredible bottles that we found out there for $15, $25, $30.
Sure.
And hopefully today we're going to experience a good bottle of wine that costs a little bit more.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys this. What if this bottle of wine really blows us away? What are we going to do?
That's okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we just have to, be true to the show.
Yeah.
Be honest about it and, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
How often do we get to enjoy a $100
why am I talking about
wine?
it like that'd be a bad thing?
Yeah, no, that would be incredible.
With you guys.
We've never said that expensive wine isn't good wine. Like, it's not like we've had the argument of like you're getting scammed when you spend a bunch of money. Like, there's obviously excellent wine at every price point. That's okay.
Yeah.
For sure. Right? And so, like, if this is an amazing bottle of wine, awesome.
Okay.
Now, does that mean I'm suddenly going to start spending $100 in every bottle of wine that I keep at home?
Sure.
I don't care if this thing turns into solid gold. Like, I'm not in that place in my life, so this will be a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
And I will still go back to my Eagle Gal or Bourgogne like later.
Fair
like
enough.
That's still
absolutely.
I still have my $6 Castle Garcias in the fridge, and those aren't going anywhere.
Perfect.
100%.
Go home and smash them. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening.
This doesn't work anymore.
So Joe, what is this bottle that we're talking about today, and where'd you get it?
All right. So I will say one thing that was really cool about getting this, higher price point bottle of wine was I got to walk into local wine shop down the street, Digress Wine Shop for folks that are in Orlando. Awesome place to grab a good bottle or just hang out and enjoy a couple of glasses. So if you're in the Orlando area, check out Digress.
Oh, can I just say one thing about Digress? Because I want to shout them out because they're when we talk about wine shops and not being very comfortable about shopping for wine, a place like Digress is the kind of place you want to go to. They welcome you in. It's not at all pretentious. They ask you questions. They try to find a good bottle for you. They're not there to sell you the most expensive bottle. They want to make sure that the wine you get is a wine you're going to like. And you don't always find that. So it's a great experience shopping there. And I couldn't recommend going to Digress more.
It's so true. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Very cool.
Well, couldn't agree more. It's very easy to go in, find your $20 bottle of wine, but they do have a separate little area here at Digress in the cellar. Cool. Cellar temperature. It's where all the good things are. I was totally stoked to go in there and pick out a good bottle of wine. So what we ended up with is the Robert Groffier Bourgogne. It's a Pinot Noir from 2018. I can't tell you what the ABV on this thing is because it's not on this and I didn't do my preparation work.
Oh,
so we're just going to have to guess and we'll fill in the folks later. And like we mentioned, we dropped $100.
Was this like $100 flat? Was that just...
It literally, you can see on the back of the bottle here, $100. Wow. $100 flat. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Can I see the bottle?
Yeah,
I'm
please.
very curious about not having the ABV on there.
So
yeah.
That's amazing. Hopefully Colin just finds it. But like, if not, we'll obviously post that when we post the episode.
Or can you, Colin, this is a question for you. Could you splice in here? I'm just going to do my lips moving in a way and you splice in me saying the ABV. Okay. Okay. So the ABV on this bottle is
13%.
Say it on the bottle.
Perfect.
Because I think legally you have to. So
you do.
Just look hard next time, Joe.
That's why I was curious because it has to be on there.
Hey, that was perfect. You just did live editing, so you don't have to go back and splice that in. That's amazing.
Excellent. What could have been a train wreck is now wonderful. So let's keep going. Okay. So
well done.
Today we do have a fun new game, but I want to flip things a little bit because Colin has a learning section for us today about Burgundy, and I don't want my game to accidentally give any of that away.
Okay.
So this is going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to listen very closely to Colin say as he teaches about Burgundy, because some of the information that he shares might help you too.
Okay.
In the game later.
Okay.
I
like that.
So
that works.
Let's learn something today.
This is the only thing you will learn.
That's crisp.
So crisp. All right, so we're going to preview a little bit of a new learning segment today. Going to put a little twist on it, and today we're going to do the 5 things you need to know about Burgundy.
Okay. That's good, because right now I know 0 things.
Okay, great. Well, hopefully by the end of this, you'll know at least 5.
It's in France, right?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
1.
Joel did say that a couple times. So, I mean, the live production is amazing.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
that's
well done.
That's incredible.
We're going to get a little funky with it, too.
Incredible, yeah. Love it. All right, so the first thing you absolutely need to know are the grapes in Burgundy. And the 2 grapes, most important grapes, are going to be Pinot Noir, which we're enjoying this evening, and Chardonnay. Now, they do grow other grapes in Burgundy, but you don't usually find them outside of Burgundy. You might find them sometimes in some sparkling wine, but usually the most important grapes by far are Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. The second thing you need to know about Burgundy, it is divided into 5 primary wine-producing areas.
Are you taking notes right now, Aaron? Is Aaron taking notes?
It does kind of look like he's taking notes.
Well,
he's running the game, though, so why would he be cheating?
Oh, okay, I take it back. Sorry, go ahead.
Interrupting him.
I felt like for a second maybe I should be taking notes.
No.
Okay.
I'm just prepping as I'm listening for the disaster that's going to be you later, apparently. Pay more attention.
Okay, very good. Go on.
All right. The second thing you need to know, Burgundy is divided, I've already said this, but 5 primary winemaking areas. You have Chablis, which is known for its super crisp Chardonnay. You have the Côte de Nuit, which is known for its Pinot Noir. You have the Côte de Beaune, which makes Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. You have Côte Chalonnaise, which makes white wine, sparkling wine, and red wine. And then you have the Mâconnais, which is known for more budget Burgundy. So it's a great place to search if you're looking for a cheaper version of the Burgundian Chardonnay. You're going to find that out of the Mâconnais. So
and is it safe to assume too, even that kind of bottom level is probably some of the best Chardonnay around. Like, so it could be a little tidbit for somebody if you're trying to get into maybe some good Chardonnay and you want to go in and say, hey, I want to, what's the term again?
What, the Mackinac?
The Mackinac,
Mhm.
Mackinac
Right.
Chardonnay.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's a great place to
There you
start,
go.
and it's usually very affordable. And when I'm talking affordable, maybe, 20, 30
Awesome.
bucks. So, it's not going to be bottom of the barrel, but absolutely affordable if you want to try a Burgundian style Chardonnay. And they're usually great. I've had a couple of them because it's honestly the ones I can afford, and I've always liked it. But you have to like the Burgundian style of Chardonnay, which we will get to in a minute, which is a little bit different than what you might think or what you might find in, say, California.
Sure.
So this one is just a cool fact. This is number 3. Unlike some other wine regions where large estates dominate the landscape, like think Bordeaux, you have these giant, massive estates with huge vineyards. Burgundy is known for small, family-owned domains. And that's because back in the 1800s, the Napoleonic inheritance law stated that once the parents die, the domain has to be broken up evenly amongst all of the kids. So each kid got the exact same amount of land. So it gets to the point where there's one domain, Clos de Vougeot. It's divided into 80 different parcels.
Wow.
One vineyard into 80 parcels.
It's too many parcels.
It's a lot of
It's way
parcels.
too many
It's a
parcels.
lot of
Way too many parcels.
It's way too many parcels. But
As
you
the
couldn't-
oldest child, I feel like this inheritance law totally screws me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would have all the say to be like, this should be going to me. I am the eldest boy.
As
But,
the
like-
youngest, I'm fully behind this Napoleonic parcel breakdown. But so, like, if you wanted, let's say you wanted to keep it all together,
Can't.
3 brothers and the oldest, the 2 younger, are like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to get into the business. You can't keep it all together and get it.
I don't know. So as far as inheritance is concerned,
Yeah.
you cannot.
Oh.
I don't know the specific how it would work if you want to sell
Sure.
off your piece of land afterwards.
I don't imagine
don't-
a lot of kids being like, no, I don't want land.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, please
Especially
don't give
in
me
Burgundy.
this
Yeah, vineyards in
Burgundy
Burgundy, yeah,
wine.
for sure.
No thanks. I'm good.
I'm going into crypto. Like, no, thank you.
There.
That 1804 crypto was really hitting back then. Although it is still technically law in Burgundy today. So
Gotcha.
with some twists to it.
Interesting.
And that's important because that leads to our 4th fact, which is about the appellation system. And the appellation system gets really confusing because there are so many owners of so many vineyards, of so many plots. But very similar to other regions in France, there's a tiered appellation system, and it's all in Burgundy. It's very terroir focused. So it's going to be all about where the grapes are grown. And again, I think we talk a lot about terroir, but we don't often define it. So I wanted to terroir. Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly redefine it, and
I
I
knew
really
you couldn't hear that word and not.
I really like this definition. It's the complete natural environment in which a particular wine is produced, including factors such as soil, topography, and climate. So, as we're talking about terroir and the terroir of Burgundy, that's something to keep in mind. So,
Make sure you pay attention to that, Joe.
I got it.
so at the bottom of the pyramid, you have the Bourgogne wines, which is actually what we're drinking this evening. And then the next level up, you have your village level wines, which you might have heard of. Maybe Pommard or Nuit Saint George are a couple of the more famous ones. And then above that, you have your Premier Crus. And these are high quality wines from very specific sites within each village. And then on top of that, you have your Grand Crus. And this can come down to, I think the smallest Grand Cru is a couple of acres. So
Wow.
you're not talking a lot of land. You're not talking a lot of grapes. It's very small. So, that's why they're so expensive, because there's just not a lot of Grand
Sure.
Cru wine. But they're lauded as some of the best wines in the world. And unfortunately, I've never had any of them, so I can't speak to that one way or the other. But so
Make
that's
that episode 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
down,
yeah.
down
No.
the line a bit.
yeah. If we can do a 200, another live episode
Yeah.
with some Grand Cru
Yeah.
Burgundy, but
Absolutely.
those will run us, 1,200 to
Really?
and up. Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
that's a
that is
Yeah. It's
very
the
appropriate.
episode after one of us wins the lottery.
Yeah,
It
that's
will
right.
be
Yeah,
Lottery
No.
celebration
All
episode.
right.
For
I'm not
sure.
gonna pit us to that episode.
Yeah.
200. We'll see how this goes.
Not cheap. And then in fact number 5, I just want to talk about this style. There are a lot of the terroir of Burgundy is very much different between the different villages and stuff like that. So you'll find quite a bit of different in soil, quite a bit of difference in topography, the hills and the aspect of the hills, the way they're pointed to the sun. So you're going to get a bunch of different terroir. So that leads to a bunch of different styles. So Chardonnay, the style of Burgundy, unless you're in Chablis, which is going to be unoaked, is going to be oaked. You're going to get, but it's not oaked like you would see in California. This is more elegant, where California wants to really knock you in the
Punch you
face
in
with
the
the oak
face,
and the
yeah.
butter. Yeah. No, this is going to be a little more elevated, complex, elegant.
French.
French, yes, absolutely. Yeah, a little more French. Way more French.
Yeah.
Way more
actually.
French.
Way more.
100% more French,
100%
actually.
more French, yeah.
Like-
Doesn't get much more French. And then the Pinot Noir, you get a significant range in styles, everything from the lighter, more feminine styles to a more bold, in-your-face style of Pinot Noir. Almost all of them are going to see some sort of oak, and it all depends upon where you're getting the wine from. So, and then as far as flavor is concerned, you're going to get a lot of the red fruits. You're going to be looking for cherries, strawberries. You're going to find some of that oak influence. You're going to get a lot of like secondary notes of forest floor and maybe some mushroom in there from time to time. So that's why they're so complex usually, which is why they're so sought after. And then they range from light to medium bodied, medium plus tannin usually, and they usually have some pretty good medium plus acidity. So that's kind of what to look for in Burgundy, and those are the 5 things you need to know as a premier.
Sweet.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you, Colin. I now
Absolutely.
know
Yeah.
more than I previously knew.
That's good.
Yeah, and I feel like
No, you know.
Now you know. Yeah,
Gotta
for all
say-
of our listeners under 30, that was a big part of our childhood. Like that was a huge part of our youth.
I feel like it's sunk a lot more right there, Colin. The fact that I can see you and you're like telling me this face
Yeah.
to face.
No, it's
It
weird because
Yeah.
for somebody who had to speak that long at once,
Yeah.
I didn't know who I should
Who
be
to look
looking
at?
at. Yeah, should I look at the
Yeah.
camera? I don't think I looked at the camera once, but
That's
I
good.
don't think you want to be
Head
staring
side.
into the
Yeah,
soul
yeah.
of whoever decides to watch us
That's
on
okay,
YouTube.
yeah.
So I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, no, I think that was perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, I am super glad that you went first on that because now it's going to make this game make a lot more sense.
okay.
So we're going to play this real quick. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And now,
Okay.
and now here's the
really,
thing.
really,
you know,
really selling it to
Now-
Super pumped for this.
here's the thing, Joel.
Hey,
So-
listener, we think this is going to be great.
Just lie to us if it's not. And so here's the thing. You would think that Colin has an advantage in this game because he just taught us a bunch about Burgundy. But
Sure.
this game, I think, is more about close listening
Okay.
than knowledge. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read a little bit about Burgundy. A lot of the information is the same as what Colin, so I'm going to read it kind of quickly.
Okay.
But I'm also going to drop in some clearly incorrect information here.
Okay.
When you hear the thing that is wrong, whoever yells stop first
Mhm.
gets the point. You don't have to know what the right thing is. You just have to know that something sounds funny.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll fix the fact in that real time and keep it moving. Okay, so we're going to call this game Where's the Lie?
Ooh.
Hey, all right.
Can you say all that again? I wasn't listening.
You know what? Good luck to you, sir. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start reading.
Sure.
And just a quick shout out. This is from website table.com. Just there 10 facts on Burgundy. So,
Okay.
you know, don't come at us. All right, here we go. The main grape varieties used to make Burgundy wine include Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Gamay, Aligot.
Stop.
Ooh, you are incorrect.
Yeah, no, they make a May.
Oh, you didn't say that in your.
Well, I said the 2 most important
Oh,
grapes are
man, I thought you were coming
Chardonnay.
right
Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Ooh. All right. Negative 1 points for Joel and Sauvignon Blanc. All of which...
Stop.
No, that's in there.
Sauvignon Blanc?
Oh, good. We're tied at negative ones. You guys are going to have to back off the gas a little bit. All of which
Can we-
contribute...
I just
to
don't
its
trust you.
natural-
Based on
Yeah.
past games, I
Oh.
just don't trust you.
You shouldn't. I'm shifty.
I
Here we
know.
go. Burgundy is producing wine since the Roman Empire in 3000 BC. This
Stop.
makes... Good job. 52 BC. This makes it one of the oldest wine-producing regions in France. Great job. You are winning with 0 points.
Hey, a win's a win.
Burgundy is divided into 4 main
Stop.
categories.
5.
4.
Didn't you say 5 before?
Yeah, I said 5.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, it depends. Finish your sentence because what
Oh, okay.
the context I
And
think
you know
matters
what?
here.
This is the kind of thing that we this is the kind of thing we bump into with wine stuff all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's like different variations
Sure.
and different totally. So no, you're not gonna lose points there because
Okay.
that was. But I'm gonna keep
Thank
moving.
you.
Okay? Yeah, you're okay.
Aaron the Merciful.
For this information, Burgundy is divided into 4 main categories: Grand Cru, Premier Cru, Metropolitan Cru, and
Stop.
Regional.
Metropolitan. He's talking about the appellation system, not the.
Bingo. Village
Hold on.
and regional wines.
And it's premier, not premier.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really terrible at being French. Okay, America. The higher classification wines are typically much more expensive due to their limited availability and high quality production standards.
True.
Yes.
I agree.
All right. Where was I? Burgundy produces some of the most famous wines in the world, including Domaine de la Roma. I shouldn't even try to read this. Everything in this paragraph is correct.
Okay.
It's a bunch of French wines.
word.
Romani
that are
Conte, is that what you were going for?
100%.
Yeah.
René Conte, Montrachet,
Yep.
Musigny,
Maybe. I
Maybe.
was familiar with that one.
and we're going to keep moving.
Okay.
Burgundy is the only French wine region that produces exclusively single varietal wines, meaning they are all made from 8 types of grapes.
Stop.
Thank you. I said single varietal. Why was
Yeah.
that not?
I'm so nervous right now. I'm so.
Colin is a commanding lead
Wait,
of
what's the score right now?
2 to -1.
Okay, cool.
The most common varietals used in Burgundy wines are Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. In
That is
Burgundy,
true.
producers often own small pieces of land scattered across several vineyards instead of one big estate.
Stop.
True. He just
Scattered across several vineyards?
yes.
One. I thought that was a trick because I thought that it was one that split many
Do you think
times. We
I
didn't
can
talk
Plex
about.
knew that difference before?
Maybe I'm giving you too much credit here.
-2, Joel.
Oh, Lord.
This makes it super duper easy for them to manage their production.
Stop.
Stop.
It's
Difficult.
incredibly
It
difficult.
makes it incredibly difficult for them
Right.
to manage their production and sales. But the result is that it helps to create a wide variety of flavors within the same area.
True.
One of the main things that make Burgundy's wines so unique is their ability to express terroir. Terroir is a French term meaning taste of place, which refers to how geographical factors such as soil type, climate, and the smog that rolls in from England
Stop.
influences. Good job.
Hey.
Now you're getting it. Topography.
No English.
-1,
Yeah.
baby.
Apologies to our 3 English listeners. This is why
That's how in the face weird the clue had to be for me to get one right.
this is why many great Burgundies have such distinct flavors and can be identified as coming from this region alone. That is the game. Where's the lie? Congratulations,
So, who won?
Colin.
Can we get a quick?
Colin won with a commanding 4-0.
Okay.
Right.
Well done, Colin.
Actually, I think I was still at negative.
Yeah.
one, so
Thank you,
I'll take
thank you.
zero.
Yeah.
No, you got that. Oh, were you at -2?
No.
Yeah, 4 to -1.
No.
Good golly. So hopefully, we've just kind of like re-hit some of the facts twice. So if you're listening at home paying attention, hopefully you're walking away with this.
Yeah.
But hey, we've done
That was fun.
That was fun.
Was that
Yeah.
good?
It was fun. It was good. Yeah.
It was super fun. I feel a little bit like a dummy. Also, I feel like you were a little bit misleading when you said that it wouldn't, that Colin wouldn't have an advantage in this game.
I was about to say the same exact thing. I had an absolute distinct advantage for the amount
All right.
of prep that I did for that.
All right, super fair. This first, we'll play it again in the future, and
Okay.
I'm gonna really hammer the ridiculousness of the mistakes. So
Okay.
hopefully in the future, that's more of the mindset.
Okay.
But yes,
Yeah.
you did just
Awesome.
you prepped a lot of this.
I
same
did.
information.
I looked up.
Total coincidence. We didn't compare notes.
The
So,
next,
sorry, Joe.
the next game is going to be revolving all around growing up in Palm Harbor, Florida. Okay. So-
Super fair.
Yeah.
You won like the last 3 games, Joel.
That
So
is-
you know
this is
you're
true. You've been on a bit
Just
of
a
a
sore
run.
loser.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough talking about Burgundy.
do it.
Let's try our first
I'm excited.
$100
Can't wait.
Burgundy wine.
Let's do it.
Tastes like wine.
All right, here we are in like high definition cameras. It's not the little webcam that sits on top of my
Yeah.
computer
right.
screen, so you can really
Hopefully that's a good thing.
see the swirl. Yeah, seriously.
we lose watchers because it's like, oh god, that's what they
Wow.
look like in HD.
Do you remember when they switched over from normal D to HD on
Oh.
TV? And that was like a thing.
Totally.
We're like,
Really?
oh my God.
Oh, jeez, makeup.
Yeah, totally.
All right, well, let's
Go on.
Hey, let's try it. So let's Colin, why don't you start us off since Joel was, the one who picked it up. What are you getting on the nose?
Well, it smells fantastic.
Mhm.
I'll say that right off the bat. You get a lot of those red fruits right off the bat.
Mhm.
Definitely some strawberry in there. Definitely some raspberry. I don't want to go too hard right now. So
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to you,
You wanna
want to
leave
come
me a
in?
few?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
save a little
guys.
for us.
Yeah. I'll start off with the fruits.
No,
and then we'll-
I like that. And then I think it's definitely, it's like 60% that and what I'm smelling, and then 40% that earthiness that you were
Mhm.
talking about. And a
Yeah.
little bit of that, mushroomy kind of like, what was the term you used? Not earth, but like wet something. I don't know. You said something.
Oh, wet soil,
yeah,
kind of like that.
Yeah, something like that for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah, similar like that, like a little more of that like floral kind of like. Yeah, just that earthy floral. Like you get a lot of the same red fruit that we always get, but there's just much more of that. I really see what they're saying about the focus on the terroir. Again, as someone who is like, I have no idea what terroir tastes like. I am not like, don't come at me for my previous comments, but I can see that there is like something in there that is just a little bit different than I think some of the big red fruit smells that you just get in a lot of the reds that we've had in the past.
I think that's a great call, and maybe a little bit of a distinction here. First of all, a sign of learning for at least you and me on this, and then maybe the distinction between, the $20 price point and the higher price point. I'm guessing. I don't know yet. We haven't tried it, but I'm just calling it out right now because it's definitely a little bit more going on in here than I think we've.
Oh, definitely. Way more complex, I would say, than, maybe other Pinot Noirs that I've tried. But the one thing that really sticks out as far as the fruit is concerned is how fresh it is. Like this just beautifully fresh fruit. Like it really just, it's like a nice, like right out of the fridge, super ripe raspberries, strawberries. It's wonderful smelling fruit. And then I'm also getting some of that oak influence too. I get a little bit of that vanilla, but it's really just nice vanilla. It's not over the top vanilla. You just get a little hint. It's really well integrated.
It's fun. I almost had to go searching for it, and then I found like it wasn't hard to find, but it wasn't slapping me in the face. It's just so nicely tucked away in there, and mixed in in such a lovely way with everything else.
Yeah, and you definitely get a lot of that earthiness too.
Yeah.
I agree. The mushroom, the wet leaves. I think that's what I consider the wet leaves. I think is it. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited because usually when we do this show, I've definitely been like sipping on my wine a little bit. We all have our own bottle, so I'm not that worried about like running out before we get to this segment. I have not tasted this yet. I really wanted to make sure that it aired out. We, chilled it a little bit to make sure that it would be okay on the ride here. So I feel like it's going to be at just the right temperature now.
I think it is.
It feels nice.
So let's sip and let's see where we're at.
Let's do it.
Joel.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you start with this one because, you picked it up. It wasn't like a totally like Joel pick. We all like kind of worked together on this. So, have at it.
Okay. First, I'm gonna remind everybody that it's 2018 Pinot Noir. And boy, the thing that's hitting me right now is kind of what you were talking about, Colin, about how fresh and vibrant this is.
Absolutely.
I was thinking it was going to be more like on the sip, more of the little bit of funkiness. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't want to like put this in like a funky category because definitely even when we were smelling it, I didn't think funky, but I did think a little bit more earthy. Like the fruit is a little bit more prevalent than I was thinking. And then just the lovely kind of rounded out there too with the earthiness. But that's what hits me the most. It's just how fresh and vibrant this is.
Yeah, it's definitely like right off the bat like a very easy sipper. We talk about how people have strong opinions on red wine. You might have someone in your life who's like more of a white wine drinker like my wife. Like I feel like this is something that like right off the bat you're like, oh, this actually isn't hitting me in the face with like super heavy tannins. Like right, like there's a nice like when you switch around, like there's a really nice like tingly tannin kind of feeling, grippy feeling, but it's not huge. It's not like the grippiest red wine that we've had. And it's also not as like full of I was expecting like a super, super, super full body. Yeah. It's not thin by any means, but it's also not as heavy as some other reds we've had. I'm kind of shocked by some of the things I'm experiencing from just the structure of the wine.
Yeah, I think the one thing that really stands out to me structurally is the acidity. Yeah. I think the acidity is just fantastic on this wine. I mean, when it's bright, it kind of matches the vibrancy of the fruit. It's just a really wonderful acidic experience in your mouth. And you're right, the one thing that I don't like sometimes about Pinot Noir, although I love Pinot Noir, is there's not enough tannin, and that's just because of the grape. It's thin skin. There's not a lot of ways to extract tannin out of it. But this is like wonderfully tannic. It's smooth. It does grip the gums, but it's not offensive in any way. It's just a really nice sip. And then I think we were right on with a lot of the flavors. You get those wonderful red fruits, that forest floor type note, a little bit of that mushroomy, and then there's almost like a warm baking spice thing going on there, even beyond just the vanilla. And it's just It's a really nice sip.
Absolutely.
Now, also, like, if there isn't anything else I want to add there, like, and I don't want to get into the review quite yet, but I also want to make sure we're being as critical as we are excited, right, about, because we are, we're tasting a $100 bottle of wine. I think it's very easy to put on that, like, money bag hat, like, in what we're doing, but, there's also, there's also just an aspect of, like, is there anything about this wine that you want more of, or, I'd love to, like, push us there, so it's not just like, woo.
No, actually, I do. Yeah, for $100, the flavors are wonderful, but I want more. Like, it's not that I wouldn't call this thin flavored by any stretch of the imagination, but the finish is a little bit disappointing, and maybe that's what I'm trying to get across when I say I want more, because it's a super flavorful wine. Don't get me wrong, but the finish and it's not that it goes away quick, but I've had some wines where the finish is like really, it almost tastes like the original sip, where you get that kind of all the way through. And this has a nice finish, but I wish it was just, the finish doesn't blow me away for $100. It's not like a bad finish. It's just not an outstanding finish, which, is not, it's again, not a huge knock on the wine, but it is one thing that I wish there was a little bit just more oomph at the end there.
I'm so happy you said that. And at the same time, like, I'm proud of myself, because that was like the one thing I noticed. Obviously, y'all know, like, I can't like name all these different flavors and structures really where I've started to like kind of lean into, but that is the one thing, the thinness of the finish. So it's like, it was not a thin wine, but just like the very end, like the quickness that it goes away. It was the one thing that I was like, I feel like this is something we should talk about a little bit. I won't say anything else because I feel like we're getting into review.
No,
but that's the one thing I noticed about the structure as well.
I just want to push back on that just a little bit, though, because, I mean, is it not also just... I see what you mean, that there could be a little bit more going on, but I kind of love that it's pleasant, and then to me there's like a little bit of little cinnamon popping out, to be honest with you, and like a couple of little things to still pick up on the end of the sip, and then it's like gone, and my mouth is refreshed. Like, it's a really really good experience, and it makes me want to have another sip.
Listen, I'm not saying it's a bad finish. I'm just, for at least in my mind, $100 wine, the finish would have blown me away, and this does not. So that's kind of where I am. You're right. The finish it's the flavors are nice. It's just like I wanted more out of it, and it's not what I'm getting. So I just thought it would be. I don't want it more.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. It feels like we're right there, and I think this is an excellent part of the conversation. Let's get into the review. Let's do it.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
Yes, definitely refilling glasses now, because this is a $100 bottle of wine.
Yes,
and we are drinking it.
100% drinking.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw this in the bin out there.
Okay, so we kind of started to get into it in the end. Joel, do you want to go first or last on the thoughts of the wine?
Let's see. This is my pick, right? So I'm going to go last.
Okay. Collins, what do you think?
Okay. So, take another sip.
You just wanted to take another sip.
I did.
It's nothing to do with the review.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good. But I will say this. I think this is a very good $100 bottle of wine. Like, I would expect this wine to be about $100.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think of kind of the rest of the wines we've tried, even at lower price points, a lot of those I try and I think to myself, man, this $20 bottle of wine, I would easily pay $50 for. Like the value is just outstanding. And I'm not saying the value isn't good here, but it doesn't quite reach the level of some of my wine fridge wines, to be totally honest. So this is an outstanding wine, don't get me wrong. But for $100, this is kind of what I expect. So I think for that reason, I'm going to put it, on my kitchen table and towards the front. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's an outstanding wine, but I think when I think of how I've kind of reviewed other wines in the past, this is definitely more on the kitchen table, just as far as value is concerned.
I was just going to say it's a value proposition for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, can I ask this clarifying question?
Sure.
Is there a wine in your wine fridge that you've enjoyed more than this one?
Oh, man. Can I think about that and get back to you? Because I don't.
Yes.
Off the top of my head, I can't.
And it's not to go against what you're saying. I totally hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just want to get clarity on that.
Yeah, and I think the way I'm feeling is kind of in that same vein. It's like, this is excellent. This is delicious. If someone put this in front of me, I would be very happy, and I would ask for another glass. And it is a bottle of wine that I don't know if I'm going to buy it again. Like, at this point in my life with my budget and what I'm spending, if I need to buy a $100 bottle of wine, I want to buy a $100 bottle of wine, I'm asked to go buy a $100 bottle of wine, or I want to lean into a Burgundy, specifically, I would grab this bottle again with that criteria, right? It's good for that criteria. With that being said, like, I think about the Bourgogne, which is a Rioja, and it's a different kind of wine, obviously. But, like, I'm going to keep buying that wine and having it in my house and spend a few $100s on it over time rather than sit on one $100 bottle of wine. So I do find it, like, reaffirming in the sense of, like, we didn't drink this wine and go, ah, shoot, everything we've believed for the past year is wrong. Like, all the wines that we've been buying are trash. Like, I think there is a gap, but it's not a gap that's going to change my spending habits. So, like, I still feel really good about the Côte d'Aron we've tried and the Riojas we've tried and the Côte de Tout and, like, some of the others that we've dug into.
Yeah.
And for this wine, it is delightful. I get what Colin was saying about the finish. Like, I just want to be more because I really like the taste of it. And I want that taste to hang around longer. But it's a great wine. 100% a kitchen table wine. 100% a Burgundy that I would buy if, like, that was the plan. Like, I'm going to go out and buy a $100 bottle of wine. I would definitely grab this again. But I'm not changing my spending philosophy on wine because of the experience of this wine.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Joel is never buying an under $100 bottle of wine again. Kathy's going to be so mad at us.
Yeah, our wine budget is quadrupling at this point. No, so I might be approaching this a little bit differently. And I will say this has been really fun because I think I've identified that the gap that you mentioned, I think is just the experience, because I think we've found some of the same flavor notes in there, maybe not quite as well, like, together in one example as I think this is presenting here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we found bits and pieces of this here and there, but it's to me, maybe it's the thing that you guys aren't liking, but it's that experience at the end. Like, I don't know if I want it to linger around much more because to me, it's perfect the way it is, and then it leaves me wanting more, and it's good. I don't have to sit there for a little, for a while after thinking about everything. And hear you guys on the value proposition. We were joking. I'm not going to go start, buying $100 Bourgognes every week. So I'm with you guys there, but I definitely am putting this in my wine fridge because I haven't enjoyed a wine as much as I'm enjoying this one here.
Mm-hmm. So what are you taking out?
I forgot that I have to do that.
Yeah, you can't just shove that in there. You got 3 wines in there already. Them's the rules. And when I come over your house, I want to see this bottle of wine on your shelf.
Okay.
Every time, because that's kind of the wine fridge proposition.
That's fair. I've right now got the Igougal,
the Bourgogne,
Côte de Tout, right?
No, you don't have the Côte de Tout.
Côte de Tout. What was it?
The Taba.
Yeah. The Monastrell.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's
you
correct.
You have the Taba and you have the Bourgogne.
I don't think nothing's touching that Bourgogne.
Nothing's touching that
so
Bourgogne.
Good.
That Bourgogne is so safe.
Price point, my God, yeah, it's so good.
And if you haven't tried the slightly more expensive, there's the Grand Reserve Bourgogne. It's even better, and that's like $30.
I haven't tried that. I'm going to. I'm adding it to the list. I'm taking out the Igougal.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row of the Igougal getting punted.
Hate to see it.
Oh man, and so it's funny. We follow another guy on Instagram, the Wine Wally, who's awesome. It has a very similar shtick that we do, looking at, just affordable wines. And he just did a segment on Igougal. And so, and it's a great $13.99 dollar bottle of wine. But you are making space for
I am
a fancier.
Yeah, I'm doing it. And part of the reason, too, is I want to think about this one a lot. This is a little bit of a benchmarking situation for me.
Sure.
I'm not going to lie. So, yeah.
Yeah,
it's going in there.
All right.
Don't get me wrong. I've been thinking about your question earlier the whole time. There's one wine in my wine fridge that I'd rather drink, and value plays such a big part.
Yeah.
In my, in my rating system, is this one of the best wines maybe I've ever had? Yeah, I put it up towards the top. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
He
it's
says casually. Yes,
yeah,
yes, it is.
it's fantastic.
This is very good.
But this is what I expect out of a $100 bottle of wine. If this $100 bottle of wine drank like a $300 bottle of wine, then
Then you put it.
I might put it
gotcha.
in the wine fridge.
I
But
don't know what that drink's like.
pound for exactly. But pound for
Episode
pound,
200.
I would rather drink the champagne.
Oh wow!
Give me that
Okay.
that $40 bottle of champagne
Sure.
every day of the week, because that drank like
Wow.
an $80 bottle of champagne, and
And you
it
can drink
was
2.5 of them before you have
that's
to buy
right.
one of these
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
boys.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's true. I definitely have the most expensive wine fridge. Right.
Yeah.
You have it. You got expensive wine. Okay. All right. So I think it goes without saying at this point, absolutely not a waste of your wine.
No.
If you want to spend $100 on a bottle of wine and you buy this, you're not going to be disappointed with the money spent.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely a $100 bottle of wine,
Mm-hmm.
worth every penny. If you
Yep.
want to buy a $100 bottle of red,
Mhm.
this is
Red
it.
to
So
fantastic.
this is the Robert Groffier.
Live the wow.
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah.
Hey.
Groffier. I'm
Yeah.
learning French, baby.
There we go.
Well
Like,
done.
here we go.
That was really
I like
good.
that.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
2018 Pinot Noir.
Awesome. All right, so that's our first all together in person. We can like
This is
reach
fun.
out and touch each other
So
episode.
cool.
This is so nice.
I love
Uh,
this. I wish we could do this every week.
Yeah. Thank you. A huge thank you and shout out again to the podcast doctor for helping us
Yeah,
with this. This is just
It's
amazing.
awesome.
And all of those little like sound drops that came in, like that's like
Unbelievable.
live. We did not know those
So
were coming.
Unscripted.
Love it.
Last thing before we go, Joel,
Yeah.
tell the people where they can interact with us.
I'll do it. Oh my gosh. So listen, go to stopwastingyourwine.com. Check us out there. You can see all of our reviews that we've ever done here. Stop Wasting Your Wine on
I'm going to pull the curtain
Instagram.
back.
Yeah.
Joel
Wait,
is
one
in
second.
charge. Joel's job is to update the website. The website is woefully unupdated.
That's
So
right.
please, 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 after you hear this episode, check out our website and then start adding Joel like just ferociously and telling him,
That's fair.
unless you check it out and it is updated,
Yeah.
at which case, send
I'm
him
gonna
his
do it.
flowers.
I'm going to do it. I have 4
Yeah,
days.
he has 4 days from this recording to
I'm
get
gonna
it
do it. I'm
done.
gonna get it completely updated, and you guys, I'm gonna have the last laugh. But go check us out there. Also at Stop Wasting Your Wine on Instagram, Stop Wasting Your Wine on YouTube and Facebook. And then, hey, if you haven't followed us on whatever the heck you're listening to us on right now, please go ahead and do that. We'd really appreciate it.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, follow
All
us.
of them.
Please rate us if you like the show. If you don't like the show, just, go away. But otherwise,
Classic.
we just thanks again for listening.
So done.
And until next time, bye y'all.
And remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye.